Hello, my name is Tyler Beamer, instructor at Haywood Community College. This video is for Math 152, IN1, Statistical Methods 1. The purpose of this video today is to describe and explain how to find measures of centers using the TI-84 graphing calculator. As you can see, I have a TI-84 graphing calculator on my desktop. We're going to use it to find measures of center, mean, median, min, max, first quartile, second quartile, third quartile, fourth quartile, and also standard deviation. And it could also be used to find variance as well. Calculating standard deviation or variance by hand can be quite tedious, so using this technology will save lots of time and will hopefully be very helpful. Okay, so got my calculator turned on. Press the Stat button and enter on number 1, Edit. And then you would want to put your data in the L1 column. I have already inputted the data because sometimes that can be quite tedious itself. This data comes from weight change from a simple random sample of freshmen included in a study. Positive values correspond to students who gain weight, and negative values correspond to students who lost weight. And this data could be used to try to debunk the myth of the freshman 15, or this data could give evidence to the freshman 15. And the freshman 15 is the assumption that college freshmen, when they go to school, would gain 15 pounds in their first year. So this data can be used to, like I said, corroborate that or debunk it. Okay, so once we have the data in our L1 list, we would go to Stat once again and arrow over to Calc, and then we would want one variable statistics, considering we have one list. Hit enter and then enter again, and the TI-84 graphing calculator will compute those measures of center. Let me explain what the symbols are referring to. X bar is our sample mean from the data, which would be the average, essentially. Sum of X is the summation of all of our data values. Summation of X squared would be the sum of the squared values of those data values. S of X is the sample standard deviation. Okay, so that would be very helpful. Calculating sample standard deviation is very tedious, so this is very helpful and will save you lots of time. We've got population standard deviation, which I don't know how the TI-84 calculator computes that, but that seems to would be a fairly difficult measurement to come up with. So S of X is what I would use for standard deviation, since this is a sample and it's not the population. Obviously, getting this data from every college freshman in the whole world would be very expensive and time consuming. N equals 18 is the number of data points. Essentially, we collected data from 18 freshmen. Here's our 5-number summary. We've got the min, the lowest data point, the max, the highest data point. We've got the median, the first quartile, which is essentially the median of the bottom half of the data, and the third quartile, which is the median of the top half of the data. So you can think, if you want to think about these as percentages, 25%, 50%, 75%, 100% of the data. Okay. So hopefully this helps you out in calculating these measurements, which once again can be very tedious doing by hand, especially with a large data set. Thank you very much. I hope this video is helpful.